Hello and welcome to Michi Designs. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this trendy structure sleeve. It was inspired by Vicky James, and that's me right there. You can see how beautiful it looks. So let's get started. I'm going to be drafting a basic sleeve pattern. So I'm going to be using a length of 17 inches, sorry 16, but you can use between 15 and 17 inches. I'm using a 16-inch length for the sleeves. Then I'm going to be using a width of 14 inches on fold. So when it's opened up, it's 28 inches. The armhole is going to be increased because we're going to gather the shoulder area. So I'm going to be marking my cap height like the normal basic sleeves. Please, if you don't know how to draft a basic sleeve pattern, I will add the link on my description box. I have a video of it on my channel. Please go watch it. So I have marked the cap height, then I'm connecting the perpendicular line, a straight line to the upper part of the shoulder to the cap height. Then I'll measure that line and get the midpoint of it. So I'm folding my tape into two to get the midpoint. And then on that midpoint, I'll mark it, and then the next thing I'll do is to go up by half an inch. On the midpoint, I'll go up by half an inch. And then I'll use my armhole curve ruler to draw out my armhole curve from the sleeve pattern. Like I said earlier, if you don't know how to draft a basic sleeve pattern, please go watch it on my channel. Then I'll come down by 9 inches from that upper part of the sleeve. From this 9-inch mark now, I'm going to be using my curve ruler again to curve it down to the hem, the 16-inch mark on the side seam. So I need to use my free hand to smoothen out the curve so you can see it well. You can see the curve from the 9-inch mark down to the hem, to the 16-inch mark on the side seam. Then I'll cut it out. This is actually a very easy sleeve to make, and it's actually very beautiful. Then after cutting it out, you can see if I open it up, it's 28 inches the width now. So I'm going to place this pattern on my fabric now and cut out the shape. I'm using a doll face fabric for this video, so I'm going to cut out 2 pieces at once. So I folded into 4 because I'm going to be using the fabric as the lining as well. I folded into 4. So after cutting it out, I'll cut again for the second sleeve. This is for one sleeve, both the fabric and the lining. Then I'm folding again for the second sleeve. I'm folding into 4 again. So after cutting it out, I'm going to be cutting an interfacing for this sleeve. So I'm going to be using a hard interfacing. You can use a collar gum or any hard interfacing you have. So I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces of it, one for each sleeve. So you can see I've already cut out the 2, same shape of the sleeve. So you can see the 2 of them here. So I'm going to iron it on this sleeve now. After ironing, I'll now sew a crinoline at the hem of the sleeve, at the hem of each sleeve. I iron this hard gum on the lining part of the sleeve, not on the main fabric. I ironed hard gum on the lining part of the sleeve. I ironed it on the lining part. You can iron the soft interfacing on the main fabric, like a paper stay or hair stay, or you can as well leave it like that. Then after sewing the crinoline at the hem, I sewed a ridgeline bone too at that hem, but I went in by 1 inch to sew the ridgeline bone. I'm sewing the ridgeline bone there by 1 inch. I went in by 1 inch from the hem to sew the ridgeline bone. After that, I'm now sewing the fabric and the lining together. You can see I ironed the hair stain on the main fabric to also give it a little structure. Then after sewing, excuse me, after sewing the fabric and the lining together, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is to close the sides with 1/2 inch. So you see how I'm turning it. I flipped it over, then making sure that the two linings are facing each other on the side while the main fabric are facing each other. I'm going to run a stitch straight down. So by the time I flip it over, the seam will be covered. You will not see the stitch line. Both inside and outside will be very neat. So the lining and the fabric, I'm going to be sewing them facing each other, lining to lining, fabric to fabric. And I'm flipping it over. I'm done stitching. I'm flipping it over now. So once you flip it over, you open up the seams so that it will lay flat. Then you iron it properly. So after that, you can now gather the upper part around the shoulder area, making sure that you leave your armhole measurement after gathering the upper part. And this is the final look by the time I attached it to my dress. You see how beautiful it looks. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell. You can follow me on Instagram as Michi Designs, Michi_Designs. See you in my next video. Bye.